I watched it. I read about it, but I never watched the actual footage of him going in.
Right.
So apparently, the backstory of that is that while he was going and out on injury, the Young Bucks more uh, exclusively Hangman Page,
Mm-hmm.
but they were spreading rumors about him and Colt Cabana's situation, how
Mm-hmm.
he got this man fired and all of that.
Right.
Punk went on to say that basically it's really none of y'all fucking business, but I paid this man bills.
Touche.
I helped him out when he needed help.
Touche.
I got the receipts and the emails of me and him talking, saying that I don't know, we no longer need to cover his bills and all of that. And
He
then he went
paid
in.
the man's house off. I wish
If
someone.
somebody paid my house off, we don't have no
We
problems.
don't have no problems at
Ain't
all, my
that no
brother. You can get me fired. You paid my house off. I
right?
mean,
Shit, I can Uber and Lyft and do these electric and water. Like, I'm just saying, we have no problem.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Behind the Storyline News, man. And on today's show, we're talking about what everybody else is talking about, and that is one CM Punk. And the reason I named this show the CM Punk problem is because CM Punk is a problem. CM Punk is having problems. CM Punk is causing problems. People are causing problems for CM Punk, and so forth and so on. And we're going to break it down, and we're going to try to, stay within the timeline of CM Punk being with AEW, and then we're going to branch off and check out some possibilities and give some opinions and some predictions. All right. So we are your hosts, Dutch the Creator, and my man Bronx Legend. What's up, my man?
What do you do? Get to the bottom of this punk problem.
The Punk problem. All right. Where we going to start at with? Let's start with the press conference that started it all. Punk just won the belt from MJF. Shout out to MJF and Adam Cole, baby. He just won the belt, and
Well,
he
wait a minute. Because like I said, I was doing some heavy research last night.
he was.
So just to go back a little further,
Okay.
for people who don't know, he split with WWE in 2014.
Let's go.
Came over to AEW.
Hold on. 7 years later.
7 years. Yeah, 7 years. My bad. 7 years he was gone.
Skip that.
Yeah, right. So 7 years he was gone. We was definitely anticipating his comeback to WWE, but he jumped and went to AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that was called the Summer of Punk. It was like three. It was like 3 summers of Punk. First one was the Pipe Bomb, and no. It was the Summer of Punk when he was in. Let's take it all the way back, brother, to ROH in 2004 or 5. And that was the first summer of Punk. Second summer of Punk was the Pipe Bomb. The third summer of Punk was him coming back after 7 years to AEW. And then we had a couple of more summers of Punks that just...
So Punk come in seasons. Okay.
Yes.
So...
Oh, man.
So he won the AEW title in August of 2021. And he suffered a broken foot.
Yes.
Sidelined him until August.
Was that
1 month later, after defeating John Moxley in the main event to unify the title?
I remember that.
All right. So that's when it led up to the press conference after he unified the titles against Moxley. And
so it wasn't when he won it from MJF?
No.
It was. Oh, no. MJF came back that night and that was supposed to be the next Punk challenge, MJF,
Right.
for the belt, because he was talking about it, because they asked him about it. What about MJF? He just said a little something about MJF, then went right into the Hangman Page, the Young Bucks, and all of this stuff that was going on behind the scenes.
Right. Yeah, he really went in.
He went
Like
in.
I watched it. I read about it, but I never watched the actual footage of him going in.
Right.
So apparently, the backstory of that is that while he was going and out on injury, the Young Bucks, more exclusively Hangman Page, but they were spreading rumors about him and Colt Cabana's situation, how he got this man fired and all of that.
Right.
Punk went on to say that basically it's really none of y'all fucking business, but I paid this man bills.
Touche.
I helped him out when he needed help.
Touche.
I got the receipts and the emails of me and him talking, saying that I don't know, we no longer need to cover his bills and all of that. And
He paid the man's house off. I wish
somebody paid my house off. We don't have no problems.
We don't have no problems at all, my brother. You can get me fired. You paid my house off.
Right. Shit, I can Uber and Lyft and do these electric and water. Like, I'm just saying, we have no problem.
Yeah. But we gotta understand who Punk is, though. Punk is a passionate guy.
Very.
He's sort of like me. I can love you hard, man. I will be loyal. I will be that guy for you in any situation, any relationship. But when you do me dirty, it is, but it takes a long time for me to come. And I told you about a certain situation I have. So it's like, I can love hard and I definitely can hate hard. You see? And I think Punk, when he, and to the audience that are on Punk's side, that is on Punk's side, y'all gonna love this part. And for the people who are not on Punk's side, we're gonna be on that side as well. This is behind the storyline, baby. Now, Punk took care of that man. Punk paid his bills. Punk paid his lawyer fees over the lawsuit. Punk paid his house off.
Yeah.
Young Bucks and Kenny Omega did need to shut the fuck up, and Hangman Page, because you only got one side of the story. And matter of fact, you don't need to know any side of the story when it's my business with someone else. Speak on that.
If you let's even take Punk out of the situation and put yourself in that situation. If somebody is sitting there running their mouth about some shit that they barely know anything about,
we all been in that situation.
We all been in that situation.
Put your ones up if you've been in that situation right now. Put your ones up in the comment section, baby, if you've been in that situation when a motherfucker talking shit about what the fuck are you doing, and you don't even know you like that.
Preach.
Go ahead. I ain't gonna cook.
So, when you think about it in that situation, you're going to have some emotion. You're going to have something that you're going to get defensive about, because it's just like, yo, I've been going, I'm trying to hear to come back and get this company, like Punk said, that first $1 million pay-per-view. Punk skyrocket them to the moon.
He's the biggest draw.
The biggest draw. So he wasn't lying, and like, I love his promo. Tell me when I'm telling lies. I gotta get a shirt.
And the way he said, "Tell me when I'm telling lies," like he is confident when he talk.
And he look at the camera when he say it. I want you to see my eyes. So when you look at it like that, and they've been sitting up there just talking shit, and Tony Khan is just sitting by and just letting this shit happen. And it's like, yo,
Can we get on
if
Tony Khan real quick?
huh?
Can we take a little detour to talk about Tony Khan real quick?
I feel like if we take a detour to talk about Tony Khan, I'm about to go on a rant because I told you I wanted to go and touch on that.
Because we right at that press conference when this little motherfucker just can't control no type of situation. We tried to control it the other day in that damn crowd, but he can't. Cook, man, cook. Do what you do. Do what you do.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
I looked at Tony Khan before, right? But I ain't never looked at him. When you see McMahon, you say, yeah, that's the owner of $1 billion company. He an asshole.
He ain't gotta even say shit.
Right. You'll probably get fucked over and all of that. And I remember when The Rock came back and McMahon told him, he said, better the devil you know than the ones you don't.
Boom.
And it stood so true. Now, I'm going to show you this picture. This was the picture. and when you sent the video, and I seen how he tried to go out there and explain.
Bosses don't do that.
McMahon ain't never in his life, after the Bret Hart situation was the worst situation that you could ever leave on.
Matter of fact, he doubled down and said, "Vince McMahon ain't screwed Bret Hart. Bret Hart screwed Bret."
Bret Hart screwed Bret Hart, bro. You know,
he made it a storyline. If Tony Khan was smart, make it a storyline.
Make it a storyline.
Get behind the storyline.
That's not what Tony Khan did. When I seen that video, and he went out there and tried to explain to the Chicago crowd about why he did what he did, all I could think in my head was, boy, if you don't go sit your him downstairs looking ass somewhere, you sitting up there trying to explain to this crowd, and then when you get booed, you had the audacity to unfold a chair and sit down
and then stand back up and then put some
I was like, nah, you don't hold that.
You trying to explain something about CM Punk to a Chicago crowd is like telling me my mother don't love me. Like, come on, bruh.
Right.
These dudes, that crowd will kill for CM Punk.
Exactly. What? And I was like, man, if you don't fold that chair the fuck up and retreat to safety, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
And then you talk about you and feel your life in Wembley. So you gonna go out on stage?
Chicago. Come on, man. It's just, you ain't making no sense. It ain't smart. I would have never showed up to Chicago.
Hell no. I would have been like, y'all do the show.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm gonna make the video and y'all can play it. I'm not coming out there.
But Tony Khan, you know, we put out a video that's going bonkers on our channel right now, and I appreciate everybody coming through to that video and commenting and giving their opinions. That video went viral because a lot of people have strong feelings about Khan, you know what I mean, and what he's bringing. I'm hearing a lot of Eric Bischoff. I'm hearing a lot of Mark talk. I'm hearing a lot of you let these wrestlers just run your whole show. It's too late. One guy thought we were, you know, on his side when we were on Punk's side, when we were like, nah, he should have been dead. He should have been dead at that. You know, he should have just let Punk go and then brought him back, but let his ass go. Vince McMahon let your ass go and say, go get hot, and we'll bring you back. Don't sit him out and pay him millions of dollars and then bring him back. You ain't teach him no lesson.
You ever see a woman and you say, man, she gonna need somebody that's strong to be with her because she can't have no weak motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
That's CM Punk and Tony Khan. That relationship was never gonna. McMahon, he knew. Like he was like, yeah, all right, you can try that shit if you want.
Yeah.
Tony Khan was like, well, I mean, I guess everything's okay. Shut the fuck up.
And Tony Khan did not do his due diligence, and that goes to what we was just talking about you not knowing what's going on and you putting your 2 cents in. Like,
Right.
bruh, did he listen to the Colt Cabana CM Punk interview? Like, I don't think he did, because if he did, he would have heard some shit in Punk that Punk said about WWE. If it's true or not, he still went in on the company that he worked for.
Mm-hmm.
That's like you getting that girl because she cheated on that dude and came with you.
Right.
Bruh, she will do it to you too.
Yes, she will.
History will repeat itself. And I think Tony Khan just learned the fucking hard way about not doing your due diligence.
But you know what? Yeah, not doing your due diligence, but also if you knew this situation was going on, soon as that happened right then and there, you should have pulled your what did Punk call them?
EVPs.
EVPs. Sound like some shit you plug up to your car. This is your EVPs aside and let them know, look, y'all crossed the line. Whatever personal shit is going on between that man and that man over there is not to be aired on. We're not making it a storyline. He obviously feels very passionate about this. Cut this shit out.
But
that's not what he did.
But what happened after that press conference? But when Punk, I think Punk was just getting it off his chest. Right or wrong, he was still just getting it off his chest.
He was getting it off his chest. And after that press conference, him and Steele went back to the room.
Mm-hmm.
And Young Bucks and Kenny Omega went and knocked on his door. I don't think that was a good move because he was still highly passionate about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have tried to call him or something. At least that way,
Text.
if he wanted to yell it out or text, email something. If he wanted to yell it out, all right, boom, and then we'll hang up. We'll try and recall a later day. Yo, my apologies. I ain't know it was that serious.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. And can we sit down and talk about it? You know, stakes on me, some shit like that. Not roll up to the motherfucker door 3 deep.
3 deep.
And say, and say, right. And be like, hey, fuck was all that shit? Like, oh, nah. Now, what I keep hearing in these situations, remember, Punk is from Chicago.
Chicago, son.
If you don't steal off first, you will be slumped. I'm hearing that Punk cheap shots these motherfuckers first.
And he had a right to. At the end of the day, like you said, don't run up on me. I don't know what the fuck y'all about to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think a dog, Punk's dog was in there too.
Punk's dog was in there. They tried to say that's why Kenny Omega got involved. He was trying to save his dog. I don't know if I believe that. My thing is, I don't know too much about Steel, his trainer, but I'm a wrestler. These are big motherfuckers that are wrestlers too.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, even though Steel is there, I'm outnumbered 3-1.
Exactly.
So if you ask anybody, especially from the hood, me and you both, we from that. Yep. So if somebody roll up on you 3 deep, you
after I just talked some shit about them.
Right. You better steal off on one of them because after that, you may not get enough.
Facts, man.
So, I mean, if y'all don't know the rules of the streets,
there
it is. There it is. So, and look, there's a lot of things that you can blame on Punk and point fingers at, but then there's a lot of things that it's like, what do y'all expect this man to do? Somebody roll up to your house 3D. What you
I
gonna do?
wanna, I wanna, I wanna speak on that. We will have people in the comment section right now
Mm,
saying that we sound biased for Punk, and we're not really looking at the whole picture here. Don't you know that Punk did disrespectful things? He lodged at Tony Khan and Wembley. He choked the shit out of Jack Perry. He
bruh.
told he. What do you say? I mean, I do want to be fair and balanced here. Punk has been a little unhinged.
He has been unhinged, and there's no excuse for lunging at the head of AEW.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a reputation of being violent backstage, granted, I I could be a little biased toward leaning towards Punk because of the situation that occurred. I mean, I think any man probably would have went off like that, but there there are better ways to handle certain situations. You know what I'm saying? So as you get older, and Punk is very well of age,
Right.
you should be able to conduct yourself and separate wrestler from the businessman.
Mm-hmm.
You got a however many year contract with money riding on you completing these matches and stuff. But when that shit don't happen, now you got to get lawyers and stuff involved, and maybe you might owe money because they had to terminate your contract because you was being violent or something like that. I'm pretty sure there's some type of small clause in there to say, hey, look, if some shit should happen or pop off, that doesn't relate to you being injured,
Mm-hmm.
and we got to terminate your contract. Either that guaranteed money is no longer guaranteed, or you're going to have to pay us.
Yep.
But
Negligence.
yeah, Punk, I think was he in certain situations, I think it was cause for him to do what he did. But at the end of the day, from a business standpoint, I think it had to happen.
Because the show Collision was basically Punk's show. What Tony Khan did, and he made. See, the thing about Tony Khan, he just keep on trying to appease someone that you need to probably be disciplining. You know what I mean? Like, you created the whole show. Okay, Punk comes back from his hiatus, right?
Yeah.
And before he comes back, AEW announced this new Collision show on Saturday nights.
Mm-hmm.
But this Collision show is strictly everybody who's cool with Punk. Because they're not going to bring him the Dynamite because you got Kenny Omega, you got the Young Bucks there.
Right.
So you create this whole show around Punk. And then, got Samoa Joe. You got other people there. I'm forgetting their names. But everybody who fuck with Punk went to that show.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen the first show, and Punk came out with the belt. I mean, because he ain't never lose the belt, and he
You're
put
right.
the X on the joint. That show's
that.
belt.
He's so vicious. That's that NWO
Yeah,
type
and
vibe.
he kept
yeah.
it on there, man. And it was going pretty good. He got back in the saddle with Samoa Joe. That's his arch enemy for the last 20 years. They've been, man. That was his last match, and I think ROH, and like. He has his friends there. They could have ran the show, and that's on Punk's part right there. To where it's like, bro, you did have you had a show. Now, I think then that leads to Jack Perry, to the point where Jack Perry wanted to use real glass in a segment.
Let's talk about it, because when I read up on it, I knew that they got into a fight, but I didn't know exactly what it was over. I thought maybe he got in his face and said some shit. So what happened was Jack Perry wanted to use real glass in this match.
Mm-hmm.
It was against it was against a Hook, right?
Yeah, Hook.
He wanted to use real glass. CM Punk didn't think that was a
Fun
smart
fact:
idea.
Hook is Taz's son.
Taz's son, right? Which I try to find a resemblance there.
I was just about to say he don't look nothing like. It might be a
I was
stepson. I don't
like,
know. I mean,
maybe he looked like his mama.
Nothing like that man. But go ahead.
So, CM Punk didn't think that was a good idea for him to use real glass. He didn't think it was safe
because
So-
he understood that the Collision show is his, and he feels like an elder. Like, I'm trying to look out for you, kid. Like,
Right.
well, go ahead.
And Perry's response was, "I'm trying to get more heat as a heel." Here's my thing:
You can do it with fake glass.
you can do fake glass. Whatever.
Remember what happened to Goldberg? Your favorite wrestler when he punched that motherfucking real glass in WCW.
Yeah, and you seen that shit, and he was bleeding all over the place. But you know, you can still get the same amount of heat. It's about the action of it.
Yes, selling.
It's selling it. You don't have to use real glass. So I understood Punk's concern. And then, of course, if people don't know the timeline of things, Perry and Hook's match was on before the main event of CM Punk. So this altercation happened before CM Punk went out for his match. And that says a lot about CM Punk because he was still able to get out there and put on a hell of a fucking match.
People are not going to give him that credit.
They're not going to give him that. Even though all that shit was going on and he lunged at Tony Khan and knocked the monitors over and said he quit, by the way.
And that, I don't mean to cut you off, but that just goes to show you about all of the fucked up stories we hear about Punk. That isn't the character of that person they describe. They describe a person that just don't give a fuck about business and I'm be out.
Right.
That person they describe would have walked the fuck out of Wembley. I watched clips of that joint. He was putting his fucking all into that fucking show. And Samoa Joe had to calm him down and bro, let's go do business. Let's go cook. And he could have said nah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to that. So Perry goes out, does his match, and he says into the camera, "Yeah, it was real glass. Cry me a river."
Cry me a man. You taunting that man now.
So
he
then this is when
all about it, you know what I'm saying?
Right. This is when the altercation happens. Perry goes back in the curtain. CM Punk goes up to this motherfucker, nose to nose. Do you have a problem? Again, CM Punk is from Chicago. You either steal first or be stolen. So he stole him. And not only did he steal him,
he choked his ass up.
Put him in a choke. He put him in a chokehold.
That's what I was joking. Stop playing, y'all. Stop playing.
Bill. I give.
This ain't kayfabe. It's real.
After he does that, he lunges at Tony Khan. He knocks the monitors over.
And,
he says,
and people, we're not condoning with Punk.
Nah,
we still have to be entertaining, okay?
Again, like I said earlier, there's a business side of things and there's a wrestler side of things. You ain't got to be in gold mode all the time.
Right.
So he says, "I quit" to Tony Khan. I didn't know that part. So technically, at that point, to terminate my contract, I said, "I quit." So, but even though he said that, he still went out and did what he had to do, and did it very well. And then
y'all see that picture.
I was about to say this picture here as he's leaving. Like, and I'm still number one. I did that. Nobody can tell me that I didn't. With the title on the back, yo, that picture is everything.
Hey, bro, I might gotta frame that, man.
And I think it means
that
even
could
more.
very well be the last time we see Punk.
Yeah, it could be. And I think it means even more because we know the story behind this picture.
Yes.
But going back to the backstage of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I said to you in the Discord, I said I think AEW has a toxic backstage environment.
Mm-hmm.
Punk had his issues in WWE. They were verbal. He would voice his opinions and stuff like that. But then again, when you look at him voicing his opinions about things, it's no different than Brock Lesnar voicing his opinions and throwing the belt at McMahon, because that's the
Mm-hmm.
only dude who could probably get away with that. It's no different than Shawn
Threw the shit
Michaels.
out that jump.
Yeah,
It's
threw
like asshole.
it. Asshole. And walked off. Like, what are you going to do about it? So it's no different than Brock. It's no different than when Shawn Michaels gained traction and told him what he was going to do, what he wasn't going to do. And it was no different than the Ultimate Warrior having his mindset.
held the shit hostage.
Right.
Yeah.
And
said,
then no
"Baby."
different than Bray Wyatt. Rest his soul. Bray Wyatt had a very strong mind about what direction he wanted his character to go. So I'm pretty sure there was a lot of, trying to protect his character. One of the most creative minds in WWE. So I say that to say that, yeah, we hear a lot about Punk, the wrestler, getting into altercations, whether it be verbal or physical.
Mm-hmm.
But Punk, the businessman, also exists. And sometimes you're going to butt heads in business. It's going to happen. Whether it's about protecting your character or voicing your opinion about something that somebody else is going to do that you may be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
What if somebody voiced their opinion about the Goldberg and Bret Hart match and say, Goldberg, I don't think you should do that kick, something like that, because I think that's probably going to be dangerous. We could be having a different conversation right now about Bret Hart.
That's true.
So it happens. But AEW, I believe, has a toxic backstage environment when it came to Punk, because people were already talking. My thing is, I also want to know, was it Tony Khan's decision alone to hire Punk? Because I kind of feel like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks kind of had a thing against him.
See what I think Tony Khan was trying. You see how we talk about Vince McMahon, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know Vince McMahon. We don't know what drives Vince McMahon to do and make the decisions that he make, right? We just see the results of it, and we just watch them.
Right.
And this what makes Tony Khan a bigger fucking mark, because he's a mark for Vince McMahon. This motherfucker thought he can just get money from Pops, and I'm bringing full circle to that toxicity that you're talking about. He thought he could just get money from Pops, and he wanted to be Vince McMahon. Let me tell you something about Vince McMahon. A lot of motherfuckers tried to be Vince McMahon, but Vince McMahon owns all of that shit right now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If Vince McMahon wanted to own TNA, Vince McMahon can own TNA. He could just send somebody down there with a nice check, and I guarantee TNA will be his.
Right.
So don't sit up here and try to say he tried to monopolize the situation. Nah, Vince McMahon. And Vince, do you know that all of these other wrestling promotions that's local in a lot of these towns, do you know WWE gives them money? Like, people don't even know that shit.
I did not know that.
So Tony Khan tried to come in and I seen this shit happening when it first everybody's happy, everybody has a say so, and the winning and losing matter. I was like, because I know wrestlers, I know wrestling, you see, and I knew that it was gonna come a time where the wrestlers are going to, because I mean that picture that you showed me, I'm sorry, it looked like a bitch ass dude. Like for real.
Thank you.
That gets fucked over, you know, that gets taken
Right.
advantage of, bruh. So I knew that was gonna happen. And he thinking he bringing in Vince McMahon people like Eric Bischoff did, and look what happened to Eric Bischoff. They ran his ass.
Ran him.
So, bruh, you let these EVPs do whatever the fuck they wanted to do and build the toxicity about a man that you was bringing in. You seen that shit happening. What he should have did is look, the first motherfucker that go at Punk, because this is a business. I don't care what the fuck your feelings is, I'm bringing them in. And the first person that go at him and try to make anything, you out, you gone. And that's what he should have did instead of letting that shit just linger and letting that shit just linger and letting that shit linger to the point where, and I'm not taking up for Punk, when it got to him, when Hangman Page went into business for himself on a fucking promo, that's when you should have fired the shit out of that man.
Facts.
He innuendoed the Punk about, because Punk was talking about, you know, being a leader and fighting for the rights of wrestlers. And then Hangman Page said a sly ass, you know, remark like, yeah, you ain't do that with Coco Banner, basically. And people ain't know what he was talking about, but Punk knew, and Punk like, you don't fucking do that. Like, you don't go, you don't do that. And then you go do it live on TV when I ain't even, the worst thing you can do is go out there and not know what the fuck somebody about to say.
Exactly.
So I blame Tony Khan for all of this shit, bruh. The toxicity in there, you talking about, you know, your life felt in danger and everything, but you brought that man into a hostile environment. And let me tell you something. If I back my pit bull up in that corner, she a sweet pit bull. She will never bite me. But if I back that pit bull up into a hostile environment, she gonna bite the shit out of me.
There you go.
And Punk just bit the shit out of Tony Khan and the AEW.
And again, we don't condone violence or the way it was handled. However,
I understand it.
I understand exactly.
I don't.
We understand why these things happen. You know, if Tony Khan is a principal and I'm constantly being picked on, and I go and tell him, hey, I got a problem with these guys over here. They keep bullying me. Okay, I'll talk to them.
What you mean you gonna talk to them?
You never did. They came to my house and bullied me again. Like,
3 deep.
3 deep. What was I supposed to do? You know, so
they kicked my dog.
Right. Exactly. So I think it was a lot of that backstage, and like you said, you have. I think Tony Khan is like really good friends with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. So you have your friends at the top with you.
That is the NWO, and Tony Khan is Eric Bischoff. Like, right there.
And in the comment sections, they called him a watered down Eric Bischoff. I'm like, God damn.
Because Eric Bischoff he wasn't really a pushover. He just understood what Hulk Hogan was.
Mm-hmm.
And Hulk negotiated this. Yeah, have you ever heard his contract? The details of his WC, crazy, bro.
I'm sure it was bonkers.
Go when you at work today. Go look at that damn contract. You're gonna be like, damn. Kevin Nash was like, man, he was getting some shit that we wasn't even. Man, this man, bruh. Just go. And Eric Bischoff understood that was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
That's Hulk Hogan is the most noticeable face in wrestling history.
You like, even if you've never watched wrestling a day in your life, somebody say Hulk Hogan, you don't know who he is.
Sort of like The Rock today. Like, people don't even know he was a wrestler.
Right.
Until you reference it. But, you know, it's just I think Tony Khan just don't know what he's doing, and he created a monster that it's too late to even give up and stop now, because it's its own thing.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
he really has to bring in some people, man, that can. He need to take the EVPs off of the fucking EV. Like they gotta be just wrestlers, man.
Exactly. And right now it's a blur line.
Yeah.
Like you can't have your friends up there dictating to you about this and that. And like I said, I believe that they already had some type of animosity about Punk coming in the first place because
Mm-hmm.
they knew there's been a lot of stars that jumped ship from WWE to uh, AEW,
Mm-hmm.
but none of them, maybe with the exception of Sting.
Mm-hmm.
But Sting is every now and then you'll see him. But nobody was more anticipated and outshined the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega like CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
I
Ooh.
think there was a lot of animosity. I think there was a lot of jealousy.
Ooh.
And they were like little schoolgirls when he came around. It was,
Mm-hmm.
whispering as he's walking past. And he's like, yo, my man, you got a problem? No, no, no.
And guess what? See, Punk, and another thing that Tony Khan did wrong in my eyes. If I was Tony Khan, I would have made CM Punk. He's an attraction now.
Mm.
He's not a talent. He's Brock Lesnar.
Thank you. Yeah,
He shouldn't be on no fucking weekly shows like that. You should pay that man like a prize fighter, bruh. Like he should only Punk should be wrestling like 3 times a year. We don't need him there. He's old, first of all. Second of all, he's been away for 7 years. Third, he's CM Punk. So you need to strategically place him in certain storylines throughout the year.
right.
And therefore, if you did your due diligence, you'll know that the more Punk is around, the more shit may pop off. So you kill two birds with one stone. You're making more money when Punk actually do show up at any show, and behind the scenes, his Punk ain't there.
Right.
He
That's
don't know how to use. Yeah, Brock Lesnar is a seasonal. Brock Lesnar jumps the fuck in and jumps the fuck out. He put my man Cody Rhodes' hand up and said, "See you at Royal Rumble." Like, what?
like yeah, and when you have an attraction like that, you take care of them.
They even doing that with Omos. You don't see Omos.
Yeah, yeah,
So when I see
yeah.
Omos, I'm like, oh, that's Omos.
But you know what? WWE learned from that too. They
Yep.
finally learned from that because there's been a lot of big men back in the day that they didn't know how to use.
Big Show
And Big Show,
is the
right,
big. They kept Flip Man heel face. I think he turned more than anybody in the game.
right. And then they went to the entertainment route with him, making him foolish and put on a
Um,
skirt and all that shit.
fucking Brodus Clay, and that's what CM Punk even said. He was like, Brodus Clay is one of the fucking most vicious wrestlers out there that'll lay you on your back.
Right.
And they talking about somebody call your mama. They made that man, and then Shin Sky, whatever his name is, Prince Albert. He come back
Mm.
with the, then they put him with fucking dancing and shit. So yeah,
It's been
they
so
learned
many
their
people
lesson.
that they didn't know how to use. And Undertaker said in an interview about Omos, he said, he's good. He said, and I hope that they use him right,
Yeah.
you know, because again, there's been so many people that's been that size that they didn't know what to do with. So now it's like they lose the matches they couldn't lose and all that shit. So Omos is an attraction. Like I think what was it that Battle Royal? We wasn't expecting him to come out in there, but it was his type of match. So when he came
Hmm.
out, it was like, oh, okay, here we go. Like this is gonna be interesting.
I'm glad that we're
Um,
on WWE though. Do we have anything else to say about AEW and
I
Punk.
was going to say I read last night about when Khan fired Punk when he went out on stage and attempted to try to explain himself. They said that it wasn't as equivalent as when Heyman fired Sabu on live TV. I didn't know he fired Sabu publicly.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Wow.
I really didn't know that. I was like, oh, okay, I might have to go back and look into that stuff. Because
Well,
you would think Sabu was his him Sabu and RVD was like the top people.
RVD, that guy, man.
Yeah, one of a kind.
Van Dam looking. He do look like Van Dam.
He do. I thought they was
Crazy.
like cousins or brothers or something for a minute.
Yeah, nothing to do with that man. But the thing is, man, everybody just heard us talk about Punk in a light where, I am pro CM Punk when it comes to AEW. I think Tony Khan dropped the ball, and I think he knows it too. I think he
Yeah.
knows it. He knows it, and maybe nah, Punk too old. So that brings us to the question of, realistically, can Punk go back to WWE? And over the last couple of days, I've been really having to question that, because y'all heard me be pro Punk. Now I'm about to be anti Punk. I don't think Punk should go back to WWE, because WWE right now is on a run that I haven't seen in a long time. And it's so structured and it's so there to where I think you would be injecting some poison into the WWE if you get Punk back there. Because you're going to have to do certain things to appease him to the point where it's like it will go against the. Let me give you an example. Cody Rhodes left because of his Stardust character, right?
Right.
He rolls out, he reinvents himself into the American Nightmare. When he goes back to WWE, Cody Rhodes acclimated himself to that system. Because Cody Rhodes in AEW is not the same Cody Rhodes in WWE.
Right.
They gave him certain status, but overall, he fits right in with the WWE system. And everybody for the last probably about 10 years has been fitting into the WWE system. And I think it's been working for people. Hence, all of the Shield right now have fucking belts. And they came from the WWE system. So at the end of the day, Punk he's pissed right now. He's gonna want to throw some pipe bombs in about AEW, and what WWE is known for is not really talking about AEW. Last time I heard that was Sami Zayn when AEW first started, and Sami Zayn came out. Do you guys want to talk about AEW? That's the only. I mean, they did bring Chris Jericho back, but I think it was a psychological move. Mm-hmm. But Punk gonna want to talk about AEW. We gonna want to hear what's up, baby.
You know what? He's going to touch on it, but he's not going to use the actual name, and that's fine.
He's
because
not going to
even
allow
AEW,
him to do it, and he's going to be like, "Nah, I want to do it."
But you know what? Punk has this special gift on the mic where he can still talk about the promo at hand while taking little baby shots.
Yeah,
at
with
AEW.
With the Young Bucks and
right.
what do you say? But then what do you say?
I don't even want to go
Counterfeit bucks.
counterfeit bucks,
but
something.
but the thing is, AEW is like I was just watching a clip last night of MJF's next feud with Samoa Joe, where that's all MJF do is name drop WWE, Vince McMahon, Triple H. Like he says the names.
Mm-hmm.
Like stop. I hate when promotions do that because when you do it too much, it devalues it when you do it. So
Right.
like the reason I remember when they did it with Sami Zayn is because they only did it one time. So what I'm saying is this: Punk, if he's going to go back to WWE, it has to be some, because they understand that he's a draw. He's a fucking draw.
Yes.
Business is business, but you still have to run this machine. And there's a lot of people over there who don't want the man back. And that will bring tension. We got young stars coming up the Judgment Day, bro. We got Jey Uso about to make history on some solo shit. We got Cody Rhodes still trying to tell his story. We got the Tribal Chief whole storyline. We got Gunther just broke records. Like, why would you just want to bring in negativity or the thought of negativity or anything into the company when you're doing so good? That's all I got. You go.
Here's what I'll say to that, and we just touched on it. Because bringing in Punk would be righting all of Tony Khan's wrongs of what he should have did, what he didn't do. So Vince McMahon, again, there's a big difference. Vince McMahon is not going to have to explain to anybody about what's about to happen, what you need to do, and what you don't need to do. He's going to say, look, this is what it is. This is what we need you for. This is guaranteed. Don't start no shit. It won't be none.
Don't start no shit. It won't be no shit.
Oh, but, it's...
You right though.
We have
Vince don't be bullshitting.
He gonna lay it to him. Look, that shit you did in AEW cannot happen here. I will put your ass on the street. And Punk has a different respect for McMahon than he did for the mark, Tony Khan. So it will be different. Also, what you were saying about booking him like Brock Lesnar. At this point in his life, at this age in his life, Punk needs to be put on TV when there is a storyline available for him. I named 3 opponents last time, which was Rhodes. I'm not sure if Rollins will agree, but Rollins will be a good one. And then the last one need to be Reigns, and let that be it.
And put him in Hall of Fame.
And put him in the Hall of Fame. It starts at the Royal Rumble. I'm not saying he got to win, but an entrance in the Royal Rumble, it's going to be the highlight. It's going to be the highlight. That's how you book CM Punk. That's how you keep him out the way of everybody else. You book him.
I'm liking how you giving solutions to my issues. You're just not disagreeing. It's like, okay, you saying that it's going to be some toxic shit? Let's just keep what I said about what Tony Khan should have done.
Right. You keep him right here. Keep him right here. Like you put him when you need him, and then when you're done, I don't want him sitting around like Cody. It's been how many weeks, and he just, I'm bringing in Jey Uso and this other trade, and I see Judgment Day, and and it's like, when you don't have a real opponent or a match,
like you hear Cole, he was like, yeah, he was an EVP at the other place, and He's just doing his thing. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like,
and see, look, you can't get around not mentioning something about AEW. Somebody gonna say something.
Hey,
So,
dog. Side note, I would just love for Vince McMahon to just do one fucking pay-per-view, or no, one whole program with another company, like simultaneously. TNT, USA, they come on our show, we come on their show. I would love to just see that. Just like I would love to see Marvel and DC have a movie together. You know what I mean?
I'm sure DC will love that because they are failing miserably.
Hey, man, look. James Gunn is getting it together.
I hope so. He got a lot of shit to clean up over there.
with the new Superman, you know, got the chiseled chin.
Okay.
But
well, I hope it's good.
But yeah, so you think, and you guys go down in the comment section and let us know as well what y'all think. You know what I mean? So you think Punk should be in the more in more of a Brock Lesnar role, and that could be an opponent as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
So you think he should be in that, but after the Hall of Fame, just jump in every once in a while, like Undertaker.
They could call him in for a big show, something big like a WrestleMania, Survivor Series, something big like that. But if they don't want to use him, they don't have to use him. You know
where Punk will fit. He'll fit good in NXT. What you think? NXT? I'm talking about not wrestling, but being a producer or trainer or with Shawn Michaels do.
No. I wouldn't put them two together. Not at all.
Yeah, you're right.
I wouldn't put him around young people. Punk is an old dog, and he has tolerance like
That's
this.
True. That's
so
true.
It's like you got young, hungry, probably arrogant motherfuckers over there. That's like, oh, you're
like Undertaker. Undertaker be going in on these youngins,
right?
And they be crying like shit. Oh, he was like, shut the fuck up, y'all little bitches. Like y'all ain't selling, y'all ain't doing shit. Y'all just want to. I'm like, damn, Undertaker. Like, shit.
Is he over there in the next team with him or?
Nah. He said he went down there, you know, gave him some point. But he said, you know, Undertaker don't. I fuck with Undertaker. He don't sugarcoat anything.
Nah.
Like Undertaker will. Undertaker look like a motherfucker that will like just tell you stink, but still be like, let's just go get a beer though. But you do stink. Undertaker look like he just tell you fucking stink, but still you'll still be cool with him. Like
right.
Oh no.
Yeah. And you know, once you get a certain age, your cut card is non-existent.
Yeah, I'm about to be 40, and bro, I don't even I don't give a fuck about what nobody be thinking no more, man.
Hey, look.
But the thing about CM Punk is this, man. I don't want that image right there to be the last I see of him. He made a commitment after 7 years, and that's a hard commitment to make because I don't think he had the passion for it. But he's too important to the wrestling game right now. Look, man, we just seen Bray Wyatt pass away. You see, life is too short. These wrestlers, man, passing away, and you know, we just watched that Kurt Angle video, documentary. I'm surprised Kurt Angle is still here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Even Ric Flair was like, man, you know, make my story look lame.
and Ric Flair don't have a lame story.
No,
I remember 5 years ago, we was writing him off. Charlotte came on SmackDown and basically was like, my dad about to die. But this nigga just popped the fuck back up and had another fucking match. How? How, Sway?
He
How?
he escaped death 3 times.
And he's
Like,
smoking weed and he's feeling it. And
hey man, at this point in his life, he needed.
so, I mean, and maybe everything happens for a reason. Just like you never thought you would see Bret Hart back in the WWE.
Right.
Never thought you'll see. Now this about to go to what we was talking about the other day when I asked you the Triple H, if Triple H bring him back, and you say, well, it's up to Vince. Let me tell you, Bruno Sammartino never thought he'll come back. Triple H minced that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Warrior never thought he'll come back. Triple H minced that relationship. Bret Hart, Triple H minced the relationship through Shawn Michaels, who said, I'm willing to do it. And they had a nice little program. Triple H, we think Triple H and Vince be going. Triple H probably the only motherfucker that can talk to Vince McMahon.
I'm not saying he wouldn't play a huge part in that, but ultimately at the end, because this is a special type of situation, very special. You gotta have to deal with this with delicacy.
Ooh, hold on. Vince McMahon is not the last say so. Endeavor owns the WWE. And
yeah, but do they get involved in WWE stuff?
Fox said they wanted CM Punk on their talk show. They hired CM Punk on that talk show. And Vince, and I heard he was trying to come back. Because I remember he was like, man, I think he's fine. And Vince said, nah. But if Endeavor sees money in Punk, see, Endeavor is being a business. They're telling everybody, because the deal still hasn't been final yet. So Endeavor like, no, every company does this though. No, when they acquire another company, and you can see the drastic change within minutes after. If you ever watched the show Succession, you'll understand exactly how this shit rolls. Watch that show, my brother. You will love it. And I mean, it's Vince McMahon and his family. Like, that's how I look at that show. But they always say, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to try to fix something. Ain't broke. Blah, blah, blah. We trust Vince to do what he would. As soon as that ink is on that paper of the final decision, all right, Vince, this is what we're going to be doing. If they see money in Punk will be back in WWE.
But here's my thing. McMahon knows that there's lots of money when it comes to Punk.
Yes.
He can see, like I said earlier, about righting Tony Khan's wrongs and doing what he didn't do with Punk. But he also knows about all the money that Khan is about to miss out on. Ooh. So if there's going to be a businessman that's going to captivate on that, it will be Vince McMahon.
And he already did it with Cody Rhodes.
Exactly.
He made more money with Cody Rhodes putting asses in seats than Tony Khan ever did.
And that's another person that could be at the table to help make this happen, because him and Cody, they don't have beef, right?
Right.
So he could call Cody and say, "Hey, look, man, like I just need to meet. Can you do that for me? Even if I don't go there, can you get them to meet up?" You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy that you just brought that up. Everybody's talking about Tony Khan, AEW, Young Bucks, what they think. WWE. What do you think Punk wants to do? Realistically, do you think Punk even want to wrestle anymore?
At this point right now, Punk is processing a lot of stuff that just happened. And there's a lot of emotions that he has to kind of woosah from. So,
Well, he got some comfort in AJ Lee.
you know, I was gonna say Punk mouth is really sharp, and I wonder what it's like to be that close to him when he gets upset.
I think she can. You have. Okay, remember in Avengers? Um, was it Avengers Civil War where um, Black Widow just calmed the shit out of Hulk?
Oh, the sun's getting real low. It's coming.
I
Yeah,
think she's probably the only motherfucker that actually understands him and understands how to tame the punk.
she would have to.
She got to.
'Cause that's a lot of that's a lot of fire over there. So
Yeah. Yeah, like shit.
yeah, either that or she has just as sharp as mouth. But I think for him, it couldn't be that because it'd be like World War III every day. She's probably the complete opposite and probably exactly what he needs.
And she probably like understanding someone is the most amazing thing, or someone understanding you is the most amazing thing, and it's the most amazing feeling. You see, like, I think my children understand me. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I understand my children. I know exactly their facial expressions, how they feel. I feel it, and I think Punk or people like Punk has to have people who understand them. And guess who I think understands Punk as well? Vince McMahon.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. If there's one person that can handle him, it's going to be McMahon. But again, he's going to have to use him very delicately and when he's needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe if you really wanted to test it out, hey, let's do a test run at Royal Rumble. If everything goes well, because we could one off it like Nia Jax, or
Mm-hmm.
we could say, hey, that went well. Let's talk business. Let's
Right.
do something else. And I
Right.
think that's how I would do it. Now, I say go WWE and nowhere else because again, at this point in Punk's life, he's 40. What is he? 45, 44,
Yeah.
45.
Yeah.
He got about a good 5 years left. I wouldn't waste my time in anywhere else. Every match I have from now on until I'm 50 is
Mm-hmm.
going to count. You're known to get injured, you know, pretty easily sometimes. So whatever you're doing, if you're gonna get injured, make sure you're getting your bang for your buck. No pun intended. You're getting your bang for your buck when you're doing it. So I wouldn't go nowhere else but WWE because at the end of the day, if I sign
Man,
that
don't
contract,
go to no Impact.
nah, oh God, no.
Why did
Your
Naomi go
wallet,
to Impact?
your wallet's gonna be impacted. But nah, when I sign that contract with WWE, I'm saying, all right, look, I'm 45, 44. I can give y'all a good 3 to 4, 5 years, whatever. And then after that, sign me to a Legends contract. I don't care.
Yep.
But my stipulation is after I complete these line of matches, I want to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. After that, I've completed the all because technically, when you really look at Punk's career, he really has nothing to prove.
You don't.
He's been the champion. He's fought Undertaker at WrestleMania. He's done it all.
Fought the fucking Rock.
He fought The Rock,
Fought
right?
the fucking Rock, man.
He's fought pretty much everybody, who's who of everybody. So he
That's
has
true.
nothing to prove. But if you wanted to go out on top, WWE is the only way to go.
And we're gonna end it there. But I do want to ask you one question before we end this,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys can join in on this question as well. Um, who inducts CM Punk into the Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Fame, that is.
Cole Cabana. I want to go ahead and apologize right now. That man paid my house. I flew all the way from ROH. Yes,
Cabana.
CM Punk. CM Punk. That's a special one, yo.
Hey, yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was real funny.
Um, that's a good one. Who you got somebody?
I think
Because that's
I
like
think it should be John Cena.
uh,
Because look, CM Punk became CM Punk through John Cena. Without John Cena, that program where Punk did that pipe bomb, Punk is never going to do anything greater than that pipe bomb, bruh. That pipe bomb was woo. And that whole look, bruh, that whole or let me I'm stupid. It has to be Paul Heyman.
I was gonna either lean towards
It has to be
Paul
Paul Heyman.
Heyman.
But it could be Cena. I just thought about it.
I don't know. I'm not feeling
It
it.
has to be Paul Heyman
I was
because
either
he is a
go,
Heyman guy.
Yeah, I was either gonna go Heyman or Triple H.
I was thinking of Triple H, but it's some fucking bad blood there. They'll do business together. It's some bad blood there.
I mean,
Like it's not too much nice shit Triple H got to say about Punk.
I mean,
The man mailed his pink slip on his wedding day. He got fired on his wedding day.
Ooh.
Well, Triple H said they didn't mean it to.
He fired Punk on his wedding day.
Well, the pink slip got there on his wedding day.
God dang.
Now, Triple H said he apologized. Him and Stephanie said, "Look, we apologize. We did not mean that to happen. I call bullshit."
So you think they said, when is he getting married?
Well, they knew when he was getting married.
Send him a nice little wedding gift.
Come on, bruh. Like, what's the odds of I just left the fucking company. I took my ball and went home. And on my wedding day, I get my pink slip.
But I guess if things was going the way it was going, I guess he, at that point, he probably was like, whatever.
Is it possible that it was a mistake? Yes, but probable. I think they did that shit on purpose. Y'all go down in the comment section and tell us what you think. Do you think that they did that shit on purpose, or it was just an accident?
And who do you think should induct CM Punk into the Hall of Fame if it should happen?
It should be Paul Heyman. It should be Paul Heyman. It has to be Paul Heyman.
Because I feel like when it comes to your problem child, because he is a problem, CM Punk the problem, your problem child, then it has to be somebody very edgy, very,
That's Heyman.
Yeah, very ECW-ish, goes
because
against all odds.
Because I don't really see anybody in WWE that Punk
or Stone Cold. I feel because no. I say that because when you think about saying
that's random.
No, but I say this because when you think about saying F the rules, I don't care what I'm saying out my mouth. I don't care about nobody. Like I'm gonna do things my way. Like he said during the Attitude Era,
But I don't think they rock with each other like that. It stems from this segment they had.
Oh, you know what? I watched that the segment of
Hey, Stone Cold said, uh, I'll come over there and drop you on that stack of dimes you call it.
There you go.
It was like a shoot work type shit, and I don't think Stone Cold get rubs right, or I don't think CM Punk rubs him right.
I think at this point in life, Stone Cold is probably past it. Well,
That's all we got, people. I hope we entertain you. I hope we gave you some ideas. I hope you disagree with us, agree with us. It's all about opinions. All of this is subjective. We don't really know what the fuck is going on, but we hope certain things do still get pushed for my man Punk. I hope Tony Khan comes around to be a boss, a real boss, and start nipping shit in the bud. He should look at this as a learning moment. Young Bucks, I never did like Young Bucks, and I never did really like Kenny Omega. Fuck them. At the end of the day, we here at Inside the Storyline Podcast, we give our opinions, and that's what it is. If you go down in the comment section, I'm going to respond to you, baby. Is you going to say Dutch the Creator, and you're going to know it's me. So be prepared for the smoke. What you got for him, Bronx Legend?
hey man, go into them comment sections, light them up like you did last time. Click the like button.
Yes.
Subscribe if you ain't always subscribed. Shout out to all the new subscribers.
Woo, baby. We think we gained like 50 since we've been up here.
50 something.
Since last time we've been up here, about 50 something subscribers, about 60. I don't know. Y'all.
Most importantly, ring the motherfucking bell.
Ring that bell. But until the next time, y'all stay inside the storyline because we will. That's all we got. We will catch you guys down the road. Peace and be safe.